Hello and welcome back. Welcome if you're new. If you're new here, my name is Elena. Still getting ready. Probably shouldn't have pressed record. But welcome to our inspiration amongst the chaos. Again, my name is Elena. I'm the homeschooling mama to 3 kiddos, and here on the channel we talk about everything from homeschooling to homemaking, all the things in between. Today, as you can see from the title, is another beautiful homeschool collaboration hosted by Jessica from the Waldock Way and Abby from Rooted in Rest. We're gonna go and talk about, we're not going anywhere. Well, we're going around my home probably, but we're gonna talk about homeschool mom must-haves. My list, I'm going to break it down into 2 separate little lists. Most of these things, it's kind of probably going to be maybe a different take on what I consider must-haves. I think honestly that you can homeschool if that is what has been laid on your heart and something that you are feeling that you have this drive to do, then you can absolutely do it. In fact, I was remembering that a good friend of mine on the beginning of one of our homeschool journeys told me, look, you can begin homeschooling with a Bible and a newspaper. And that should tell you how long we've been homeschooling, because you could still get a newspaper subscription. I don't know, can you still get like it in print? Let me know if you have one, because I don't know if you can still get a subscription in print. I digress. So if it's on your heart, you can begin anywhere you are. Please don't feel like you have to run out and buy all the things. Now, if that's what your budget allows, then yeah, that can be totally fun. And I will talk about some of those more stationary type items later in the video. But first and foremost, let me tell you what I personally feel the necessity for me as a homeschool mom, just a person in general, that is going to help you immensely on this journey, and that is my Bible. So this Bible is an ESV Bible. It's, I think the publisher maybe is Crossway. But this one is one that I actually just got, and I have room. It's what's called the wide margin, so that you can put notes on the side there, because my previous one, I didn't have it and I was writing notes really teeny tiny. But I need this. I need to hear God's word. I need to have him fill me so that I may fill up my children. So I understand that not everybody is on the same faith path that I am on. So if that's not for you, it's not for you. But if it is, I highly encourage you to get yourself a Bible and a version that you will read and understand, and you can just really soak in the word. That would be my number 1 item. The next thing that's I would encourage you to get is a good bag. So we often will have to run out and do homeschool on the go. We do it here at home a lot too, but sometimes with just running errands or field trips or whatever the case may be, we're going out on the go, and you want a good homeschool mom bag. Most of the time, my bags are a backpack. This one a friend gave me, you can see that it is loved on because I took it everywhere, but this one I fill to the brim. So I will put in crayons, pencils, snacks, my personal things, so you know, my purse type items, all the things. I also really love this one because it is such a bright color, and my kids, should they need to find me, if they lose me momentarily, this is really bright and they can find me. So I like it because it's got lots of pockets going on, and I need the pockets for things. There's pockets here and here. Backpacks are great for that. I've put sippy cups on the side here when that was a necessity. So those are big enough there. Here, more pockets. A backpack is fantastic for me when I'm out on the go. The other thing that I have found is fantastic, even though my kids are not in diapers anymore, praise be, because that's a whole another bag you need. But you might want to hold on to your diaper bag because, again, the pockets. It's awesome to have it. This one I found at the thrift store actually, and I was super excited because I love that this particular diaper bag can be used as a crossbody bag, which is super handy to just throw it over your shoulder. And sometimes if you have to run after your children, you're running after kids, if you're on a field trip or whatnot, you need both hands available, but it can also be a backpack. So And then there's the pockets thing with that, which I absolutely love. So I would recommend getting yourself a good sturdy bag that you can put all the things in. I know that I have a video on how we kind of homeschool on the go. I will link that for you up in the cards here if you want to check that out. But I don't think that I've ever like fully shown you what I pack in my backpack when we're on the go. Maybe that's something I will film in the future for you. Another item you're going to want to have, or would be nice to have, is a coffee cup that you like, preferably in one of your favorite colors, something that makes you smile, but also one that keeps warm. So this one has a lid and it is just a brand. Let me show you the brand name on here. I think it's pronounced Tall, T-A-L, not sure. This is just from Walmart. I picked it up because I still like the coffee cup, like the mug size shape. It does fit in the cup holder in my van, but just slightly, so be aware of that. If, though, I will warn you, you got to take a turn too fast, it may slip. But also, if it's a day where it's I'm gonna need my coffee to stay warmer for as long as possible, or I just need an extra dose of coffee, then we're moving on to the big guns here, and we're gonna use this coffee cup instead. This is the KiwiCo brand. I really like this cup. My husband has one as well. This was actually one of my Christmas presents, and then this has a lid as well, but it's in a separate spot. But this stays warmer for a lot longer than the other one. So get yourself a coffee mug or a tea mug, if that's what you prefer, so that you keep your coffee warm or your hot beverage warm, because you're gonna need that. You're gonna need that little bit of comfort and having nice warm coffee without having to reheat it several times in a day. It's lovely. If you're not a coffee drinker or a tea drinker, a hot beverage drinker, another thing that I like to have on hand is a water bottle. Maybe a pretty water bottle, maybe something to just, that's mommy's drink, and you know, just makes you smile. I have several water bottles. I need to finish my coffee. I have several water bottles because I like to switch them up. My latest addition is this giant one. This is about 74 ounces. And it can be intimidating. This is why I say I switch things up. So sometimes I'll have it in here. So it really doesn't matter. Just get yourself one that you know is yours and you can keep track of, because you want to stay hydrated. So that's another kind of off the road homeschool mom must have. Another thing I would encourage you to get, if you can, is a whiteboard. You don't have to have a super large one like this one, but I really like having this. Check your thrift stores. That's a great place to find them sometimes, but it works for multiple purposes. So as you can see here, right now we have like our daily to-dos, chores wise on here, but we also do lesson plans on here. We also just write maybe scripture of the week or notes. Sometimes it's just family notes. It's also super fun for the kiddos to just get to draw on. I think that's on this side here. Yeah. We have some drawing going on. It just, sometimes we'll use this for lessons, and I say sometimes because sometimes it works well and their attention is here and it's a lot of fun. A lot of times too, I will have the kiddos write their lessons up here, the ones that we can, because something different about writing other than on paper and pen, or there's something different than writing with your, oh my gosh, what am I saying? There's something different for them when you write on a whiteboard or something like that, rather than just on a piece of paper. That's where I was going with this. So this would be really fun too. We also have another option. If you don't want to do whiteboard, you could do a small whiteboard too. They have those at the Dollar Tree, which is like, you know, the 5-quarter store now. So you can pick up something there if you don't want such a large one. Or another option would be a good old-fashioned chalkboard. So this chalkboard is actually one of those peel and stick chalkboards, and this is the second time that we've done it on our refrigerator. And it works well because the kitchen is a busy place and we're often in here. So as you can see, the kiddos also draw on here, but this top portion is actually supposed to be for mom and notes and things like that. But a chalkboard would be a fun option too. Just something different. I don't know what it is about writing on something different that can be fun. Or also just garner your kids' attention for a little bit more. Like I said, this is one of those peel and stick chalkboard. They also have peel and stick whiteboard options too. So we've had this, like I said, on the refrigerator, and then we've also at one point in one of our rentals had it on lower cabinets for the kids to have a little drawing type area. So this is another, I just say must have, but would be nice to have. Speaking of chalk, another thing that I would encourage you, if you can get, is to go ahead and grab yourself some sidewalk chalk. Sidewalk chalk for me is a personal mom must have because it allows me to take lessons outside. It turns into another option for writing and lessons. In the younger years, we did some really simple math problems out there. We could practice our alphabet. You could do alphabetical order. Of course, you could do art. So much that you could do with sidewalk chalk, and it's fairly inexpensive. For the years that we did not have, like when we were in an upstairs apartment, we didn't have a sidewalk to ourselves, we would take it to the park. And that is something you want to have just in your homeschool mom kit for when you need a break. Either you need a break or the kiddos need a break. Grab your chalk, head to the park or head outside for just a few minutes and let the creative juices go. You can do, like I said, some lessons out there, but also sometimes you just need that break. Chalk, and I would even say bubbles. Bubbles are always fun too. Now, as far as stationery type items go, things that I would consider you might want to put on your must-have list is a good pen, whatever that means to you. So you want to have your special pen or your whatever pencil, whatever writing utensil you prefer to write in. Have your own mommy pen. I'm a homeschool mom. I'm sure you can hear the kiddos in the background. My pens that I love are actually these really simple RSVP, I think Pentel RSVP pens. Let's see if we can get some beauty guru up in here and it'll focus for you. These actually, you can see how well loved this one is because there's like no ink in here, and then this is my next one up on the lineup. I love these pens. This is the fine point pen, and I just find that it writes really well, and I can use the ink like all the way up in these, and then you can see like when your ink is almost done. But these used to be, I know I used to get them at Walmart, 2-pack for 98 cents. I haven't checked recently, but they're fairly inexpensive, and so get yourself a good pen for you to have on hand. It's kind of leaked out into our homeschool. Just a side note, now my son has like his set of favorite pens that he uses. He likes to use the, what's the brand? Flex Friction? I think they're friction erasable pens, but he likes those and I get them for him. Usually at the start of the year, I will get him a new pack. I will get him a new pack in multiple colors and then like a couple extra just black and blue ones for him to do his work in. But as my kiddos are getting older, everybody's finding what their favorite is. Another on the stationery items is a good planner. Now I have, I think, several, or at least a couple, homeschool planning videos here on the channel. I will try to link one in the cards maybe, or some in the description box for you if you want to, but we go through, I just kind of cycle through and see what's going to work for us, best for us throughout the year. This year I decided to go with a bullet journal. It has been one of the best planners that I decided to go with because it gives me the freedom to change up my layouts from week to week depending on what's going on. I don't feel like I'm wasting pages on the pre-dated calendars. You know, if you don't write it in, then sometimes I can feel like I wasted it. But it gives me all the room I need, and it kind of works as a memory planner at times too, because I can put in pictures in here. I do have a setup video for the bullet journal if you'd like to see that, but our layouts vary from week to week. Some weeks are more laid out, and then some weeks it's just notes that we're scribbling in, and that's how we're getting it done. And so I really love that is how this has worked out for me. But get yourself a good notebook or a good planner, depending on what your style is. You can also use it as backwards planning. If you are new to homeschooling and the thought of planning out the entire year or even a semester or a quarter feels overwhelming, please don't be overwhelmed. You can always reverse plan and write down what you did, especially if your kiddos are younger. You can just do your lessons for the week or what have you, or daily, and then jot down what you got done. There's also that. So we've had seasons of doing that as well, including this year. So a good planner where you can write down your intentions for the year or your goals, as well as maybe reverse planning or future planning, those kind of things, that I absolutely would say on the stationery type items would be good to have. Another option on the stationery type that you may want to invest in is an electric sharpener. We have ours hidden away here, but this little electric sharpener, we just got this. I think we got it from Walmart when our one from the thrift store broke, and I wasn't able to find another at the thrift store. But I always check for these type items at the thrift store first if I can. But an electric pencil sharpener, trust it will just save some time. We're constantly looking for pencils. We're constantly trying to sharpen pencils. I don't know what it is about pencils that get lost, but it'll save you a moment. Get yourself a pencil sharpener, an electric pencil sharpener when you can. We do have the handheld ones, but those almost dropped the shavings. Those we typically use for when we're on the go. This is one of our splurges. This is an Epson. I'm sure it'll probably come up in some of the videos here in the collaboration, but a sturdy homeschool printer. You want to get one that's good on ink. If you can, invest in a good solid printer. I know the Epson printer is pretty popular in the homeschool realm, so maybe check into that. I got ours from Costco. They had a pretty good deal, so maybe check there. Another couple of good items, stationery type items, would be a laminator. Especially if your kiddos are younger, you can laminate all the things, which I found I did, especially for special needs moms. I feel like that's a whole different category of homeschool must-haves. Let me know down below if you want to know what my kind of special needs homeschooling must-haves would be. Again, you don't absolutely have to have it. I'm tripping on the word must have. Good to have. Let me know down below if you'd like me to do a video on special needs mamas, like good to haves instead, and I could do a separate video for that. But that's gonna do it for me today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. And as always, if you don't know, or you just need to be reminded, maybe the one to tell you you are deeply and truly loved and so appreciated. I really appreciate you taking your time out and spending it here with me. Thanks so much for watching.